Hello everyone, welcome to your third C++ tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to be discussing about comments and variables. So what comments are when we want to leave a footnote to a program, so like suppose what this function does, and so that we can remember it later on when we open the program. So you can't just write anything anywhere you want, you can't just add anything. This will give you an error, the program won't run. So we use comments, and how we use comments is you give your two slashes or forward slashes and then write whatever the comment is. This is a comment, and this is a single line comment. So we'll see that this part of the code will never be executed by the compiler. Suppose we put it after hello world. This is a comment. The compiler will not, it will completely ignore this line, and see, we only get hello world, nothing else. It ignores this line completely. So this single line comment, suppose you want to write in more than one line, so you just can't continue writing, it will not be thought of as a comment. So we use multi-line comments for that purpose, and a multi-line comment uses a forward slash and an asterisk and a closing asterisk with a forward slash, and in between you can write your comment like this is a multi-line comment. So that is a multi-line comment, and the compiler will also completely ignore anything that is in between the forward slash and the asterisk. Okay, so now let's move on to variables. Variables are very important to C++ and other programming languages as well. What variables do is they store a value that you assign to them. So suppose we give a variable x equal to 10. So the variable x stores the value 10, and that's basically what a variable is. Now in C++ we have to give a data type to a variable, like a character or an integer value. I'm not going into much depth into that right now. For now, all you need to know is about integer data type. So integer data type is basically, it stores any whole number. So x equal to 10, so this is a whole number. So the variable x is of integer data type and has the value 10. And suppose we want to print the value of x onto the screen. It's very simple, we just use the cout statement and give the variable name x, and if we run the program we see that it will print out 10 and not x. Remember that it's not printing out x, it will print out 10. If we wanted to print out say x equals to 10, not just the value of x, so we'll give it give double inverted commas, x equal to, and then we add another insertion operator, the less than sign, and give the variable name x. So what this will do, it will print x equals the value of x. So if we run the program, we'll get x equal to 10. Okay, and we can work with more than one variable. Suppose integer y equal to 4 and integer answer equal to x plus y, and we can get print out answer. So what we get in that case is we get the answer. So x plus y, which is equal to 10 plus 4, is equal to 14. So that works correctly, yeah. And you can use any other operator, like you can use x minus y, x divided by y, x into y, and remember, multiplication sign in all computer programs is the asterisk. The key, you press shift and 8, you get the asterisk button key. Okay, so okay, and a little more into how the cout statement works. You may think that if I write like this, cout x equals x. So if I write like this, you may think that if we print out answer equal to the value of answer, which is 40, in this case 40, and in the next line if you print out x equals to the value of x, which is 10, but it won't do like that. What computer program will do is it will consider all of these in one line. So like this, if we run this program, we'll get answer equal to 40 and x equal to 10. We don't get x in a new line. So there are two ways of going about if you want that. One is using the end else statement, which you might remember from your from the second tutorial. And end else, what it does is it tells the compiler to shift the next line to another line. So if we build and run this, we get answer equal to 40 and x equal to 10. So that's how end else works. And another way you can use is remove the end else. You can use /n. So within the inverted commas, you can leave a /n anywhere, and this will shift this line to a new line. Suppose we want equal to onto a new line, so /n and /n. So what we'll get in this case is answer is in another line, equal to is also in another line, and 40 is also in another line. And you see that after answer, after this line, there is no /n or end l. Both of them are new line. So x and answer still come on the same line. So we see that over here, 40 x equal to 10. So that's pretty much it in this program. So this should be enough for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, I'll be covering a basic calculator in which we'll be taking input from the user as well. So that will be the first time we'll be taking input from a user. So subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Thank you very much.